3, 2. Yo, what up, what up? What is poppin', immortal jellyfish? It's your boy, Vinegareel0423, aka Frobbles, aka Mr. Everything Man, aka Turbo Podcast Host 9000 here, back at it again with yet another lit banger of an episode of the world's greatest podcast ever conceived of all time in the history of existence, Vicinity of Infinity Podcast. Oh! It's DJ J here. I'm here with our extra turbo guest. What's your name?
My YouTube channel is Young Sayuh.
Wait, you're way too quiet, man. Let me turn this up. All right, say it again.
My YouTube channel is Young Sayuh.
Young Sayuh. All right. Yeah, we can take this off at least. I'm just gonna take it all out. It's nighttime, man. What am I doing? All right.
Might as well strip too.
So, before we proceed any further, there's a mandatory question here that you must be asked.
All right.
That is, and that is, do you think let's see, do you think Vinegareel 2256 was responsible for the shelling of the WCYF in 1891, or do you think Vinegareel 8219 used a signature mind-controlling Szechuan sauce to disarm the ionic cell oxidators implanted in the subthermal nanobot quantum molecular multiplasma radifraculator, thereby triggering research of toxically acidic radiation from Vinegareel 9576's self-calibrating electronic nuclear resonance device, effectively alerting both Professor Clemens and Chemistry Steve's laboratories?
7.
That was an either-or question.
Oh. That's my bad. I'm like fucking retarded, so.
Well,
I just answer by numbers. It's like 3, I don't know.
Yeah, it's an either or question, so you could say like the first one, the second one, like.
I mean, the second one definitely makes sense.
Yeah, you just got to think about it from like a scientific perspective, you know.
Yeah. Shit,
yeah.
Let me break out a book and do a little research. Oh yeah, it's definitely the second one.
Why is that?
You can tell by the epilotti right here. I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty convincing. You know what I mean?
That has nothing to do with vinegareels, but all right.
It's the first book I picked up. It's got a bunch of diagrams and shit. I think it's about genetics.
Yeah, it's just read from the glossary.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Something about
dude.
Something about donkey penetration.
Oh, I don't think that's. I think that's it.
I don't think this is a good book. I'm gonna go ahead and put this down.
Well. Anyway, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Because I mean, I don't even know anything about you, man. Like, you're just some random guy on the internet, as far as I'm concerned. So,
yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the viewers and myself?
I'm Young Sayuh. I'm a random dude on the internet. I make Pornhub category tier lists. I watch a lot of porn, and some people call me a coomers, but I don't give a fuck because I'll just be jerking that shit. You know what I mean?
And what's some of your favorite kind of categories, subgenres, you know, in that field?
Well, according to my tier list, it's anal.
You mean according to your tier list?
According to my tier list.
Why not just according to yourself?
Well, the tier list is a reflection of my opinions on the categories.
Yeah, but why go through that extra step, man? Like,
views.
When cross-referencing it. So who's your favorite male actor in that field then?
Definitely Johnny Sins, no homo.
Come on,
I mean,
man.
Johnny Sins and Owen Gray.
What about like James Dean?
James Dean? I've never heard of him.
What? You never heard of him?
I don't
won like the N award like several years.
Oh, N-word lamp.
Yeah, man. He's my yeah.
That was some solid acting right there. Astounding.
Oh yeah, that was all acting. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I totally didn't mean any of that. Anyway, so why don't you give like a little autobiography? You know, the story.
I like jazz.
Up till now.
I like jazz. I play putt-putt in my garage, and I have a lot of fucking books.
Okay. You like to read?
I don't know how to read. It's just for show.
So you just like people just donate books to you, or like you just have like, are they not yours? Are they like your parents or something? Or
this is my dad's library. I just chill in here sometimes.
Yeah, so the truth finally comes out. All right.
There's a lot of books.
Yeah. There's a lot of books, and there's also a lot of eels out there. Which one's your favorite? What's your favorite eel?
Eel?
Yeah.
I like the electric ones. They're pretty cool. They do that shocky shit.
Okay, let me rephrase. Which is your favorite vinegar eel?
Vinegar eel. Hold on. Let me search this up. I'm not very educated in the eel spectrum.
It's gonna take you a while to find some specific names, but you know, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, I guess I can't stop you.
Where do I even search up vinegar eels? Vinegar eel list. Vinegar eels by Ward Science.
Right?
Is there like
a book? Not a book, dude. It's an animal. It's a creature.
Yeah, I know it's a creature, but is there like a name of? Is there like a list of them?
I mean, they're a subdivision of the eel species, the eel phylum, I suppose.
Yeah, they look pretty interesting.
I don't know. It's been a while since biology class.
Vinegar eels are available year-round. The majority free-living nematodes are about 1 millimeter in length. Well, it's a pretty small eel.
Oh, I think they're like the largest they can be and still be considered microscopic. So, actually.
Understandable. So they're like the biggest microscopic thing there is?
Pretty much, I think. I think they're like 1/16 of an inch, which, like, if they were any bigger, you'd be able to see them with the naked eye, I think.
Yeah. It's intimidating.
But, yeah, all right. Well, I see we're not getting too far with that. I guess that's not really a mutual interest here. All right. Well, let me ask you something then. What are you into? What's some stuff you like? Besides photography, obviously.
Weed is pretty cool.
Yeah, all right. A good combo there.
Turn this into a Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
turn this into a Joe Rogan podcast.
What is that? Is that what the Joe Rogan podcast is? Just weed and porn?
It's just him smoking weed and fucking smoking tobacco.
Oh, on like every episode? I thought that was just like with a couple guests.
I'm not sure. I don't watch a lot of them. If I had a bong right now, I'd pull it out.
Don't make blanket statements about it, dude. Don't be like, oh, the guy has like 1,300 episodes and I saw 3 of them, so therefore I know how the whole podcast works.
Look, every time I've watched one of his podcasts, it's been him smoking weed.
Well, I mean, if you're in California, I mean, you know, it's just a thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what state do you live in?
North Carolina.
That's a no-no state then.
Yeah, that's a no-no state.
Oh boy.
Disclaimer: smoking weed for me is a joke. I for legal reasons I don't.
Yeah, it's symbolism. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
a euphemism. It's not actual. It's not to be taken literally.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Yeah, precisely.
Exactly.
Don't worry, man. I'm sure there'll come a time real soon where you know, won't have to worry about that stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah, hopefully.
It'll all be legal in due time.
That would be amazing.
So what else are you into? What else do you like?
It's a deep question.
Is it?
It's kind of loaded.
It's like the shallow end of the pool for me, but whatever.
Yeah, not really of a. Computers are pretty cool.
Computers.
Computers.
Yeah. All right. What else? Check that one off the list.
Check. Fucking nicotine.
Yeah. Why smoke nicotine and you could just smoke weed though? You know, like I don't get it.
It's like being high, but being buzzed.
But only for a few seconds.
Yeah, only for a couple seconds.
Why would I want to be high like for 3 seconds when I could be high for 3 hours instead?
Because like you know, weed costs a lot of money.
Yeah, so do cigarettes.
Good point. But
like I just don't understand.
it gives you a different feel. It's like sort of different.
To be fair, I have never, ingested any sort of nicotine product, so I guess I technically don't have the firsthand experience there. But I just don't seem to get the appeal of it, like.
Oh, so that means if you hit it like one time, you'd be super fucking buzzed out of your mind.
If that's what that means, I've just never really found the whole world of cigarettes, vaping, and all that stuff to be that appealing. I was just like, like I'd rather just take like an edible or just like roll or something and just be like, yeah, I mean it's like the same thing, but just better and also less harmful.
Yeah, it's understandable, but nicotine is like easier to get. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean it's legal for one thing.
Exactly.
Don't get. Because like people can die from nicotine, but no one's ever died from weed. But
shit, I'm trying to weed overdose.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a weird world. I just don't get it. Like, it's kind of hypocritical for people like that don't smoke weed, but they'll smoke cigarettes, and it's like, and not even because of the legality aspect, just because of like. Because of the whole stigma and everything. It's like, how can you stigmatize something that's harmless? I don't even understand how that catches on. It's just based on like racist, political rhetoric from like 80 years ago that isn't even relevant anymore. Like,
I mean, it also looks
what?
Cool. It also looks cool. Fucking smoking cigarette.
Well, yeah, that's probably another thing too. Is like, yeah, just watch like any black and white movie or TV show. Like every character is smoking a cigarette. Like.
Yeah, it's like nostalgic vibes.
Yeah, I guess it's like that's the old school like mobster. The guy just like leaning against the wall, arms crossed, legs crossed. Got the sunglasses on, the top hat, the briefcase. Smoking a cigarette.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't know, man. What else?
Have you had weed?
Have I what?
Have you had weed?
Oh, well, I mean, next topic. No, I have never been in an illegal circumstance. I have never possessed marijuana. I have never purchased or distributed or transported any such marijuana. So technically, no laws are broken there because those are the things that are illegal according to my state's laws: possession, purchasing, selling, or just distributing, transporting. So I've never done any of that. So think of that what you will.
It's understandable. So you're like a drug virgin.
I would definitely not say that. But,
yeah, I know it doesn't sound very good.
No, I know there's a lot of loopholes and gray areas and stuff. So essentially, I haven't really done anything illegal as far as all that's concerned. The most illegal thing I've probably done is like go 48 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone or something like that. So I'm admitting to criminal acts on here by saying that, I suppose. But,
Oh boy, don't nobody call the fans.
Yeah, the state troopers are hot in my tail on that one.
Cops, stay away.
Well, what else are you into?
Video games are pretty cool.
Video games, all right. Kind of video games you like?
Like COD, Call of Duty,
right?
Warzone, shit like that.
What about like salmon, tilapia, all the other fish?
So, wait a minute.
Yeah. I
was gonna make a tuna steak earlier, but that's a lot of work. I gotta season it and put it in the pan.
Yeah, well, just cooking's a lot of work. It's like you got all this stuff now where like you gotta take something like out of the freezer and you gotta like open it and you gotta like put it like onto a plate and then you gotta put it in the microwave and figure out what kind of buttons to press.
It's
and
just
then
so time
sometimes it's
consuming.
still not done, and then sometimes it's too done, and then it's just ruined. And then you take it out, and you gotta wait for it to cool down, and then you gotta find the proper utensils to eat it with, and and then you gotta figure out what a serving is. And I mean, not that it matters, you're gonna eat the whole thing anyway, but it's like it's complicated, man. It's just why is food so complicated?
Yeah, like why can't we just have easy food?
Yeah, like remember when you could just grab a plant and just eat it?
Exactly.
Like what happened to that?
Like if you do the shit nowadays, you get like poison ivy or some shit.
It's raining pretty hard where I am, so I think I'm gonna move inside. Not because I'm getting wet, but just because I'm worried about the sound of the rain. So hold on here. Let me. Okay. I don't know. Very, very unprofessional of me.
I could just edit it out.
No, I don't do editing. It's a very amateur channel. All right. Lights back on. Here we go. Most of my water spilled in that journey, but got like 2 sips left. All right. Anyway, what other video games do you like?
Shit. Let me look at the list. Borderlands 2. I've been playing that a lot recently.
Tier list for that?
Huh?
You got like a tier list for that?
Oh, that's a good idea. I should make one of those.
Like your top video game stars?
Video game tier list.
You ever play any like rated A video games, like kind of stuff?
Rated A? What are those?
Like the adult video games, like the 18.
Oh, so like
the
18
grown up
plus?
video. Like if you know it, like not mature. That's something like rated M, 17 plus. Like that's no big deal. Rated A is like they're usually porn games, but
So like the ads you see on Pornhub.
Yeah, kinda. I guess like there's kind of like hentai stuff and like the PC games, but also like there's some console games and stuff like that too.
I played like one of them.
Oh yeah, which one was it?
I don't. I have no idea what it's called. It was just a Pornhub ad.
Well,
like,
which intellectual property was it based on?
I think it was like. I think it was like a cartoon. I'm not actually sure.
Yeah, that's obvious. That's about par for the course. But like, which one was it? Of course, it was a cartoon. Come on, man.
I don't know. It was like some Chinese game. I don't know. I can't remember the exact title because it's so long ago.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, I won't grill you on that one. But you like Minecraft?
Oh yeah, I haven't played that in a while.
Yeah, I love Minecraft, man. It's my favorite video game.
Oh yeah, all the blocks.
Oh yeah. Well, there's more to it than that. It boosts like creativity and real fun time for all.
Yeah.
What about like Guitar Hero and stuff?
Oh, I don't have those.
Oh, it's like Boom Boom Rocket. All that fun stuff.
I mean, I have a guitar. I just don't have Guitar Hero.
Oh, dude, I got my guitar like right under this bed. Actually, it's pretty nifty.
Solid.
Yeah. So you play guitar, huh? So like, are you any good?
I can play the G chord and the C chord. That's about it.
You're halfway there.
Just need to learn the 2 other ones.
How long have you been playing?
Well, I started like last year at some fucking guitar club at school. I didn't even sign up. I just pulled up to the club because my friend was there. I was like, I'm about to learn some guitar. Huh?
So in a year, you've learned 2 chords?
Pretty much.
Oh.
I only went to like 1 meeting.
And you never followed up on it? Cause I've never had any formal training or anything. I'm completely self-taught where I just like fiddle around with it and just kind of like play by ear till it sounds right. I still can't really read sheet music. I took 1 music theory class, so I at the time, like when that was fresh on my mind, I could read some sheet music, but that's kind of, that was several semesters ago, so I forgot most of it. But I have some information I remember from that. So I understand a little bit of sheet music, but not really enough to say that I'm fluent in it.
So I'm basically just self-taught. And, if I had a question about anything, I'll just go to like YouTube and I'll find like a tutorial video on something specific. But for the most part, I'm just self-taught. I've never had like any formal guitar lessons or paid things or anything like that. So you can get good at it on your own for free. All you
Yeah.
need is
I mean, I definitely do that, but then I'd have to get out of my bed, and that's like a real struggle. You know what I mean?
You don't have to get out of your bed, man. You could be laying in there and just have the guitar like under your bed, like I do, and just pull it out. I have the amp right by the too. Like if I wanted to start playing, I could be playing 10 seconds if I wanted. I could just all I have to do is literally just plug it in. That's it. It's already on.
All the response time.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you just have it ready the night before or whatever. Like when you're already standing. Like if you go to the bathroom or whatever, just find where it is. Just get it into position for where the most convenient place it will be.
Yeah.
And then you lay out of bed. You just like straight, just plug it into the wall, turn the knob a little bit, and then and then just you're right there. You have the amp on your nightstand. You got the guitar in your hand, and then you got your phone in your other set of hands, and all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've like a
Like, hey Siri, how do I play a A7 chord? And like, there you go.
I've got like a queen size bed, so I could just sleep with it if I wanted to. But
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I feel like if I like moved too much, it'd fucking break. I just like lean over, put my leg on, crush it.
Well, who needs girls when you got guitars, man? A guitar will get you girls, but girls won't get you guitar.
That's a solid argument.
Yeah, it's a profound statement I just made up. Yeah.
Very bold of you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe I'll pick up a female myself and see if she'll get me a guitar.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, guitar is the first step to courtship. First step to.
That's how you get all the chicks. That's why Justin Bieber is like.
Well, if you want to use him as an example, when you could use like any glam rock star or anything.
Yeah, anyone actually good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, this is just the first thing that popped up in my head.
So what kind of music do you like then?
I listen to like rap and then jazz.
Oh, neither of those are really guitar heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah.
Well, why not something else, man? Why not like piano or brass or like some kind of woodwind instrument or something?
Oh, I'd have to go to like I'd have to go all the way up to the YouTube search bar just for that.
Oh, what? Well, you could order them from Amazon.
Oh yeah, that's a solid point. I could just go to Amazon.com and order it.
Or if you don't have the money for that, like, let's face it, who does? You could just download a free app from the App Store that simulates the instrument and then, pretend that you're playing it, and it'll also teach you how to play it. So
Interesting.
So you technically don't even need to own an instrument to be able to learn how to play an instrument because it's apps that simulate that kind of stuff. So there's really no excuse. There's really absolutely no excuse for learning.
You're putting me on the spot now.
I don't have an instrument? No problem. I don't have money? No problem. I don't have a lot of time? No problem. I don't have a lot of resources? No problem. Like, literally anyone can get good at any instrument. Even me. And that's really saying something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all right, so rap and jazz. Who are some of your favorite rappers then, or rappers?
Young Gravy.
Young Reagan, you said?
Young Gravy.
Oh, Young Gravy. All right, something completely different. Okay.
Yeah, I like the shit you put on your potatoes.
Oh, gravy. Okay.
Gravy. Yeah.
Weirder and weirder, man. All right.
I mean,
Who else?
Little Boom. D-Bang.
He's up.
I can see I'm losing you.
Generic, like easily made up rap names.
Yeah, they're easily made up, but the songs aren't. You know what I mean?
The songs. What kind of songs?
They're like, you know what memes are? I assume you do.
Yeah, I'm familiar with memes.
It's like meme rap.
Oh no. Those are two that should not be combined.
It's
I'm
just
pretty sure that that's what the world needs right now.
the subgenre of rap.
Oh dear.
It's amazing.
Are there any like non-meme rappers that you like?
I mean, let me think about it.
It's all right if they themselves have become memes, but like, as long as like that's not the intention. Because I'm fully accept the fact that, once I get famous, I'll probably become a meme too, but that, there's nothing I could do about that.
Yeah, it happens. I don't really listen to any other artists.
Oh, wow. Okay. Kind of sad, man, if I'm to be honest.
I mean, I could look at the playlist.
Yeah, look at the playlist. Is there like jazz in there too? Is it like the overarching complete library playlist, or do you have it like just several playlists that are all like different volumes and stuff?
Oh, I'm way too lazy to make individual playlists, so it's all just one playlist.
Just have like one master playlist.
Yeah.
All
Just
right.
the ultimate playlist.
Some rap, some jazz. What? Anything else?
You know that song "Country Roads Take Me Home"?
Yes, I have heard.
That's about it. Aside from the
So, so you don't listen to like any like. All right,
Normal
whatever.
music?
Yeah, well, whatever, man. I mean, to each their own. Who am I to judge? Whatever.
Komothazin, have you ever heard of him?
No,
How about Childish Gambino?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, I only have one of his songs in this whole playlist.
Wow.
$sign Scotty,
Sounds familiar.
Graham, Lil Yachty,
Yeah.
YNW Melly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, just to be clear, just because I'm familiar with these people doesn't mean that I like them.
Yeah,
But
I can tell by your tone.
yeah, I am familiar with most of these.
BBNO $sign.
I don't know. Probably not.
ACOT.
I don't think so.
$sign Snot.
I don't think so. Why are there so many with dollar signs?
Joey Trap.
Ay. No, I don't think so.
NLE Choppa.
No.
Blueface.
Yeah, I think so.
Ski Mask, the Slump God.
Yeah.
Juice World.
Yep.
That's basically what what this whole playlist is composed of.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that some of those ones I've never heard of are like the best rappers in all of existence, and they have like the most profound, like deep alternative. Yeah.
I sure hope so, or else I'm gonna be listening to some garbage music.
Yeah, you got to get some diversity, man. You can't just be listening to the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, huh?
Go on.
I mean, most of what I listen to is like metal and rock and stuff. I do have a fair amount of rap music as well, though, and acoustic music and such. Not as much like jazz or reggae or classical or anything, but some, just very little, just a pinch. But there's some genres that I have like pretty much none of, like country or electronic or anything like that. But what were you saying?
Nobody likes country.
Well, yeah, you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. Just go to a Golden Corral, man. That's all they blasted play in there.
For real.
Or Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel. That's an even better one. Go to Cracker. Go to a rodeo, dude. That's where you gotta go, man. I was at a rodeo once, and that's the most redneck thing that I've ever partaken in. Like, it's not Yeah, it's not for a city slicker like me.
I used to go to a private school, and it was a bunch of Southern kids, and I did not enjoy it. It was a bunch of Southern white chicks with Confederate flags and shit like that, just blasting their country music, and I was not a big fan.
They got the mini jeans and like the with like the glitter pockets and stuff and like the plaid farmer shirts, but like tied at like halfway through so you see like the stomach and stuff, and it's like like the
Getting
straw.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
That was a bad time.
Yeah, well, hey, man, people could be listening to this in the year 2036. I don't know.
Oh God,
But,
36. That's not too far away. It's like 16 years ago.
yeah. Well, we'll hopefully be alive at that point.
Maybe, perhaps.
It just is as long as you don't idolize like all these rappers and stuff. Then probably not. Then your doomsday clock's probably about up. But yeah, I don't imagine many of these people live past like 30. But
Shit,
otherwise,
it'd be like a nuclear war next week.
yeah. Oh,
Getting
who
lost
knows,
forever.
man? Who knows? Bunch of crazy stuff going on, man.
For real.
Yeah. So, yeah, what were we talking about before that? Feel like
Southern girls?
no, before that.
Rap and jazz, country music.
Sure, I feel like it was something music related, but it was like a specific thing in it, and I forget what it was. But yeah, whatever, man.
It happens.
Well, yeah, have fun with the G and the A chord or whatever the you can make with that. You can probably make some beats, some G chord type beats,
I don't know about you, but I can play some sick hot cross buns.
What does that mean?
You don't know that song?
Is that like a meme thing? I don't
It's like
know.
a super beginner song for any instrument.
Oh yeah, I mean the title's not familiar. It might be one of those things where like everybody knows the song, but not many people know the title or something. Because it's not ringing any bells.
I could attempt to play it for you if you want.
Yeah, I mean we could have saved the musical segment for the finale, but go ahead.
It's just a short one.
Yeah.
Shouldn't affect it too much. Get this web player loaded.
What do you have like a backing track?
Huh?
You need like a metronome or something, or what are you doing? What is this? Three-blind mice? Is that what that is?
What?
Oh, I see. It sounded like Three Blind Mice.
Oh yeah, it's the songs like that. They're kind of like all the same melody. They just have different lyrics.
Ah, I see.
There's probably more to the song. I just can't remember. That's like the majority of it.
Well, that wasn't you playing it though, so I feel cheated.
It was the piano web player.
Yeah, but that's not like you physically. I thought you were gonna bust out the guitar and play it on that.
I do not have my. I don't have any instruments in here.
What? You said you were gonna come prepared for the podcast, eh? Ay.
I thought this was the whole podcast. I didn't know we were going to go into a musical segment.
You never know what to expect. Expect the unexpected. That's the point.
Yeah.
What about food? You seem like you eat sometimes. What kind of food do you like?
I eat every now and then. It's usually like microwavable burritos.
Ah, all right.
Well, occasionally I get spicy with it. And I make some ramen.
I say ramen, but there's like 5 different ways you can pronounce that. I'm not gonna correct anybody. It's
Sometimes I just call it packaged noodles.
Ramen, ramen. Those are really the only 2 I can think of right now. But I've heard plenty of others.
College kid diet.
Sure, yeah. Discount noodles, babies noodles. Sodium with the side of noodles. Yeah.
Soup with string.
Yeah, yeah. Write that down. Yes. Genius.
Yes.
So ramen and burritos. All right. What else?
Burritos. Tacos.
Tacos. All right.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
What about like enchiladas and quesadillas and stuff?
I don't really like enchiladas. Not gonna lie.
What?
I've had a few. I've had a few in my lifetime, but weren't that great. I don't know. They were chicken. They were chicken enchiladas. Or yeah, that's the word, right? Enchiladas.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. So
Yeah, they were chicken enchiladas. So I didn't really like them. Maybe
maybe
different flavor.
are you thinking of empanada perhaps?
No, they were definitely chicken enchiladas. I read the recipe. It said enchilada.
Yeah. All right. It's like it's the whole enchilada. You know.
Isn't that a Hispanic word?
Yeah.
You know how
They all are taco, burrito,
yeah. You
enchilada.
know how the double L is like pronounced with a Y?
Yeah. Like eos, as, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So would enchiladas be like enchiladas?
Yeah, look, man, just because I have a little bit of a mustache doesn't mean that I'm Hispanic. It's a common stereotype that people give me like that.
I'm just saying.
Caucasian as it gets, dude. But I did take Spanish in college, so I am, you know, a lot of it stuck with me. I got like a 96% in the course, so you know, I know Spanish, but that's just like the beginner level stuff. I know if it ends in an O, then it's masculine, and if it ends in an A, then it's feminine, usually.
Yeah, like niño and niñas.
Yeah, so it's like burritos are for men and tacos are for men, but you know, enchiladas, empanadas, quesadillas, you know, those are for the ladies. Yeah.
It gets me kind of confused when I'm doing my Duolingo lessons. I'm like, how is this word masculine and how is this word feminine? They're objects. They're like restaurant.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's yeah, nobody really questions it, you know? That's how it was in the class. It's just like these are the masculine ones and these are the feminine ones. It's like, you know, people talk about like people having gender roles and stuff. What about words? You know, when are words going to be liberated from these gender roles? You know, what did you get their consent whether they want to identify as masculine or feminine? You know, it's 2020, man. You know,
That's what I'm saying. It's like feminists will go on about how words don't have genders and shit like that, and then you got Spanish out here. Just fucking it all up for them.
Yeah, man. There's a whole market you're not tapped into there.
Exactly. It's like, do they not know Spanish or something?
I spilled all my water, so I gotta get more.
I'm gonna go get a water bottle to do that water stuff.
All right. Water is good.
Hell yeah, man.
Water is the greatest beverage. It's the only beverage that humans are meant to drink.
Yeah, every other beverage, it's just like it wasn't originally there. Water was the OG. It was the first one.
Yeah, for sure. All the others are just they're just posers, you know. They're just copycats.
Yeah, it's like why do people drink cow milk? It comes straight from a cow's udder. What the hell?
Yeah. Just don't think about it, man. Just don't like why do people eat meat, you know? It's the flesh of another living creature, you know?
Why do people eat fucking vegetables? It's like dirt here.
I know, yeah, those poor vegetables, man. Have you ever seen like how broccoli's raised in those slaughterhouses? It's just inhumane. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, can we free the broccoli already?
Yeah, hashtag free the broccoli 2020. Let's go.
Yeah. 2020 is so wild.
Say stuff like that, if this podcast got more than like 12 views, which it doesn't, but if this podcast actually had a following, we said something like that, it might actually catch on. It's just a sign of the time of the world we live in, you know?
Yeah.
Like you could just say anything, and if you say hashtag before it, then it's gonna become a thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's the power that we as influencers hold as internet personalities.
I reckon if you send me the recording and I edit it just a tad bit, for myself and I posted it, I get at least 50 views. So maybe one person will say hashtag free the broccoli.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'll do that. I'll give you permission to upload it on your channel and do whatever you want. You can make it one of those videos where you edit it to where there's like sound effects tossed in. There's like zoom ins and wacky filters, animations and voiceovers and all that kind of stuff. The text and the click that bell notification, subscribe, hype squad, yeah, whatever, and like all that kind of stuff. You can make like an intro for it. Just go wild, man. You can do whatever. You can like just edit. You can make like a preview for, which is something I've always wanted to do for the podcast, but I've always been too lazy to do it because of editing. But you can make like a preview, like a trailer for the episode, where it's just like editing together like words that we say in a different order to make them sound like controversial or something. You know what I mean?
Like a Steven Crowder video?
I don't know, man, but like to make them sound controversial, there's a few tricks, that I have. The most infamous one being that the word vinegar, which I say on every single podcast episode because I ask the questions about vinegar reels, you can very easily make that sound like the N-word in editing. So, I guess I shouldn't have told you that, the Krabby Patty secret formula here now. Like you can get me demonetized right away with that one.
Just starts with vinegar eels at the beginning of every new video.
Yeah, exactly.
We could start off the video with an intro, like
just take away the V sound at the beginning, and you're gonna be in some hot water. Because vinegar doesn't end with an A sound either, so
Pretty much. I think I'll start off the intro with hashtag free the broccoli.
Yeah, that'll just put it in the description. Make it a tag for the video. Like, yeah.
Maybe one day it'll be a real thing. Hashtag free the broccoli.
Yeah.
You say it enough, it'll come true.
And the sad part is, like, the consequences that may be, like, the people just boycott broccoli for, no good reason. And people just stop eating broccoli then, and broccoli goes out of business. Big broccoli finally gets brought down.
I mean, people already don't like it on its own because apparently it doesn't taste very good. But
I like broccoli. I don't have a problem with broccoli. There are a few vegetables that I don't really care for, but broccoli's not one of them.
I like
ramen.
Pretty cool. Stir fry broccoli.
Oh yeah. You could put broccoli in ramen actually.
Yeah, you can like cut it up and then put cheese on top of it. You ever tried that?
That's it's going a little far there. I don't know.
Gravy. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm having my meals, it'll be like steak, potatoes, and then some broccoli. And sometimes the gravy will spill over into the broccoli, and it'll taste like pretty good.
Well, maybe. I've never tried broccoli with gravy. I have had broccoli with cheese because at Golden Corral, the broccoli is right next to the cauliflower. And in case it wasn't obvious already, I'm a frequent visitor of Golden Corral.
I can tell.
But you can tell. What gave it away?
The frequent visitor of Golden Corral part, definitely.
Yes, of course. But the broccoli's right next to the cauliflower there, so I cauliflower and cheese is excellent. But yeah, so since they're right next to it, I get them on the same plate. A lot of times it goes on the broccoli. I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with this.
I feel like cauliflower is like albino broccoli.
I don't know. Cauliflower definitely looks similar to broccoli, but apparently it's like completely different.
How? They look the same.
I don't know. It's like the senior broccoli. It's all white.
Oh, so that's why it's white, because it got old.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's just like expired broccoli, I suppose. It's like broccoli cider.
Yeah? So that's how it's made.
It's like aged broccoli. Yeah.
And instead of wine, it's just broccoli sitting in the cellar. Waiting for it to turn white.
That was, yeah. Some confused old man holding grapes. Yeah.
I don't know. Every time I eat it, it kind of reminds me of tofu. Like regular tofu, raw.
Yeah. Now, tofu, that's a whole other thing because Like I'm a vegetarian, so for me, tofu obviously is like a stereotypical food that people are like, oh, you're vegetarian. Oh, so what? You just like replace meat with tofu then? It's like, well, I don't know about that, man, but I don't have a problem. Tofu's hit or miss. I've learned never buy tofu from the store and try to make it at home because no matter how you make it, it's gonna suck. Even the extra firm tofu from Publix, man, it's not good. But from restaurants can do it pretty well. Like Benihana, for example, they make a mean spicy tofu. If you're a fan of spicy things and you're a fan of tofu, then you're really gonna flip your lid over this one.
What if, what if they don't actually use tofu? What if they just use real meat? That's why it tastes so good.
I would know. I would know. I've only been vegetarian, I wasn't for most of my life, so I definitely know what meat tastes like. Uh,
What she said.
yeah, well, you got me there. Um, but yeah, the tofu, it's hit or miss. But I was pretty much oblivious to what it was. I just thought it was like this magical, thing that came to us from some, whimsical paradise world or something. But it turns out it's soy, and soy is not the best thing for a young man to be eating. So, I've learned to like. There was a time when I would drink soy milk instead of cow's milk, and I quickly switched over to almond milk. Upon realizing that soy milk was actually soy. Which big surprise. I mean, who would have guessed? Soy milk? There's soy in soy milk? I mean, come on,
That's insane.
It's insane.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
I've been drinking that shit all night, and I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Next, you're gonna tell me there's potatoes in my mashed potatoes. It's like it's crazy.
It's like what?
Yeah.
How do potatoes get in vodka? That's the real question.
In what? Vodka?
Vodka, yeah. Like, how does that work?
Potatoes in vodka? What?
I mean, potato. I thought I read an article once, and it said that vodka is made out of potatoes, and I was like, that's crazy. I thought it was made out of water.
I think every alcohol has some kind of roots in fruit. I believe. Like the most obvious one being wine with grapes, but I think every alcohol can eventually be traced back to some kind of fruit.
I thought potatoes were vegetables.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's all semantics as far as I'm concerned. No, potatoes are vegetables, but you know what I mean. Some kind of plant-based food.
Yeah, understandable. Isn't that like all things?
So, yeah,
Don't
what?
all things come from plants?
Yeah, they're all plants, fruits, vegetables. They're all from plants, but in general, fruits tend to be more on the sweet side, as where vegetables tend to be more on healthy side.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah. What's your favorite fruit?
I kind of like apples. Apples are pretty good.
Apples?
It's the only fruit I know in Spanish. Manzanas.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wait, so are you like, so do you know, wait, you don't know what orange is in Spanish?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Naranjas?
Pretty easy, what?
Naranjas?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And
I had a deep dive into my brain.
and again, you got to remember those J's or Y's. So like
Yes.
that's how they get you. Because you're not a native Hispanic to say naranja. It's like, all right, you know what? I've heard enough.
Yeah.
But yes, that's why my name is not Joshua. It is Joshua. No. Again, I'm not Hispanic at all. I'm European. Before I was white, I was also white. So. Yeah.
I used to spell Jose with an H.
Well, that's understandable, but then you just got a hose,
Yeah, I had a friend named Jose, and his name started with an H. It was like HOSEA. Like,
well, those are just some very confused, probably illiterate parents there.
I was like, wait, that's not how you spell Jose.
It's how I spell it. Oh, that poor kid. Oh dear. All right. So, do you prefer green apples or red apples?
Red apples all the way.
Really? Why?
They just taste better. Green ones are a little sour, and I don't really like sour things.
You
Except
don't
for
like?
gummy bears.
That's a
Sour
shame.
Patch Kids.
Oh yeah, it's really pushing the.
Except for like gummy worms and Sour Patch Kids. Those are pretty good. Those are the only
Well,
sour
Sour
things
Patch
I
Kids
eat.
aren't actually sour, man. I don't know why those are targeted that way. Warheads are a little bit sour, depending on which ones you get, or like crybabies maybe.
Never actually had a Warhead or a Crybaby.
Those are more like sweet and sour, where they're still very much candy and sugary, so they're sweet, but they're also a little sour. Mostly, what that is more often than not is just the citric acid, which has tart flavor. Citric acid is found in citrus, which is actually what the name is derived from. So like lemons and limes and that kind of stuff, which kind of gives them that tart flavor. And you're looking at a man right now that at one point had 19 24-ounce jars of citric acid in his pantry. So, as you could imagine, anyone with 19 24-ounce jars of citric acid would do, I got very creative and experimental with the citric acid. And so, that led to a lot of important self-discovery, So,
Wait, what'd you do with the citric acid?
like, what didn't I do with the citric acid? It's like you have that much citric acid. It's yeah, the sky's the limit. so
Sounded
so
sexual.
well, I never said it wasn't, but citric acid is it's responsible for heart flavor and a lot of that stuff.
Wait a minute. Man, fuck citric acid.
No, man. You got to just have a spoonful of citric acid, and then you'll realize. Have you ever had like sweet tarts, maybe?
Like the Valentine's Day candy?
Yeah, sure.
No.
I think there's some citric acid in those. I think that's the tart part of the sweet tarts, but
I remember buying like a huge case of them to give to my shitty class for Valentine's Day because we had to do those back in like grade school. I'd always try to get the worst kind of candy for them because I didn't like them very much.
Everybody else is showing up with like Russell Crowe's, like, and here you are, he's got the Ferrero Rochers, or however those are pronounced, and like all that stuff. Or there's originals, Here you show up, hey everybody, here's sweet tarts, have fun, Here's some Dum Dum Pops I got for free at the bank 10 years ago.
If my mom got me chocolate for the Valentine's Day kids, I'd go out of my way to leave them outside and get them melted.
Wow.
So much I didn't like my classes.
Well, most people don't like K through 12, I find, but there's probably ways to make it more bearable.
Yeah.
You can turn anything into fun.
Right. I was at like a Christmas party for middle school, I think, and I got like a pack of Hershey bars, and I wasn't gonna give it to my class. They looked at me and I pulled them out. I was gonna eat them, and they were like, "Oh, those for us?" I was like, Sure. I'm not gonna sit there and eat them all and look like a fatty.
Yeah, never eat food. Never pull out food in front of other people. That's a common thing. I would always feel awkward as a kid whenever we had to have company over, and like I got hungry, so I went downstairs because I wasn't allowed to eat upstairs. So I would go downstairs because I was hungry, and there'd be people down there like at the kitchen table, and I'd be like, instead of like, what do I do? Do I open the fridge anyway? So more often than not, I just try to end up like trying to have them be distracted or try to do it like behind the scenes and like just grab something and like run off with it, and go into another room. And sometimes I'd eat like frozen stuff like with ice crystals on it and everything just right away because I didn't want to put it in the microwave because my cover would be blown then.
Yeah,
so,
that beeping sound will get you.
Yeah, exactly. So and that's the thing too, is because I've always been a night owl. and you know, there'd be people over. Sometimes our company would like fall asleep on the couch or whatever, which is basically in the kitchen. So it's like 30 feet from the microwave, and so and it'd be late at night and everything, and there'd be people sleeping, and I'd be up and trying to score some food, and like you can control how loud you are with most things, but the microwave, there's just no blast volume adjustment on there. You can't turn it down. You can't put it on mute. You can't put it on vibrate. Like it has to make that beeping sound at full blast. There's nothing you could do about it. So I just couldn't use the microwave then. I was like, oh, abort mission. I'll go for the cereal then. We have some Pop-Tarts or something.
I think there is a way to make a microwave silent. You'd have to like open it up and take out the speakers. I believe there are speakers. How else would they make the sound?
Oh, I need like a screwdriver or something then, like some kind of tool. I think. I don't know.
Actually, not a bad idea. I should try that.
Yeah.
Making food at 5 a.m. would be a lot easier if I did.
Yeah, but you got to be careful then, like with the tools and everything. It's kind of, counterintuitive. Then it's like, hey man, I could have had like 3 packs of Pop-Tarts by now, like.
It's a solid argument. Like,
That's the thing too. I never put Pop-Tarts in the toaster, so I always just eat them right out of the bag, and like they're. What?
I eat them raw.
Yeah. So it's like I'm glad to know I'm not the only one that does that, but it's like there's probably a little bit of a difference. I find most of the time if you put them in the toaster, it just makes them warmer. I don't really think it does much in terms of like flavor or anything, but I don't mind. It's like I like ice cream, so I don't mind things.
I think it kind of like melts the insides of it. It makes it a little more gooier. Maybe.
Yeah, I can see that a little more running.
I went to summer camp a few years back, and this kid had like a huge packet of Pop-Tarts, and I just stole them and ate them.
Well, and he could be listening to this, so you just admitted to a crime.
I doubt it.
That was probably like the only thing that was making that summer camp bearable for him, and he just went and swiped him, yeah.
He wakes up and wonders where the fuck all these Pop-Tarts are. I'm just
no, not Pop-Tarts. All is lost.
It's just a bunch of wrappers underneath my mattress.
Oh shit! Yeah, and he does like a fingerprint analysis on who it is. And you can trace it back to you. Those Pop-Tarts.
Never leave the box, because then he could like do that shit. What you got to do is like make it seem like he never even brought it in the first place.
Yeah, that's
his mental state.
You'd have to get the whole summer camp in on it, Just slip them all a $5 bill. Be like, hey, if anyone asks, there was never any Pop-Tarts, all right? But he had. There were never any Pop-Tarts. Okay.
It'd always be the fat kid too.
Well,
the fat kid has the best snacks, honestly.
Well, I mean, you just got to do some not reverse psychology, but what's the thing I'm thinking of? Like some deductive reasoning, fill in the blanks, like it kind of makes sense.
It's like, I wonder why the fat kid always has the best snacks. Interesting.
Yeah, you just reverse that order. I wonder why the best snacks always have the fat kid. It begins to make more sense.
Yeah, they sure like eating them for some reason.
Yes, the candy sure likes eating people. Yes.
I'm not sure if there's any correlation with the weight. Could be. Not exactly sure. It's a bit questionable.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a correlation between how much candy you eat and how much weight you can lift.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Someone should do like a research on this shit.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Oh, I do research on like pointless things. Things that I will never ever have to, like things that will never come in handy for me. Like I just waste so much time reading extremely obscure Wikipedia articles and just like this just bizarre stuff that is just like, why would you ever need to know this? Like I'll find one thing, and then I'll just say like I want to know everything there is to know about this thing, and then I'll just get caught, and there'll be like links, there'll be like those classic like blue underlines on Wikipedia that are like, similar to, this thing. I'll be like, what's that? I've never heard of that. Oh, all right, hold on, let me click on that. And then it could be like, that's a whole other rabbit hole then. And, before you know it, it's been 3 days and you haven't slept and you haven't eaten and, like you don't have any better off for it.
And for some reason, you're on the FBI watch list. Don't know what that is.
I know. It's like, what? Like, it's like she said she was 18, like, I get it, man. Like, it's not my fault. I'm not the liar here.
You're researching all the state laws to make sure it's legal.
Yeah, she said it was a toy, man. She said it was dead. I don't know.
Said she was legally dead. I don't know what the problem is here.
Yeah, man. Oh, there's some blurry lines on. I mean, I've been around the block a time or two. There are some blurry lines out there. Right. There are a lot of gray areas and loopholes that they get exploited. Yes, a lot of holes that get exploited. Yes, that's proper wording, I suppose.
Yes, exactly how it should be worded. There's a place in Yellowstone Park where like nobody lives, so the loophole is if you commit any murder there or anything, like any crime, you should get away with it because for you'd have to have like a jury from the place, and there's nobody that's living there, so there could be no jury, so they can't try you.
What about Indian reservations?
Oh, that's a whole different thing.
What about if you're on a cruise ship in international waters?
Depends on who the ship is owned by. Like if the ship is owned by a country, they'll try you at that country.
Okay, but what about if you're on your own on international?
Well, then you'd be considered a pirate ship, and that's kind of illegal, I believe.
What? How is that illegal if you're just if I'm at least 200 nautical miles away from the nearest landmass, and I'm just in the ocean, just minding my own business? What, like, you're saying that that's illegal just to be there?
Well, I think it might not be illegal, but like other ships with like flags, they'll try to board you and ask who the fuck you are, because they don't like Sumerian pirates.
What if I find like an uninhabited island, like that's on international waters?
You gotta claim it. You gotta like tell other countries that you claimed it, and they have to acknowledge you as another country to be your country.
I don't think so, man. Like I think like if I'm peaceful, like I can just exist there.
I watched like a 10-minute long YouTube video. I'm pretty much an expert.
Yeah, I don't know, cause I got some plans. I got some stuff.
Interesting.
With the ocean, man, like with international waters and stuff, because I got fascinated by the concept with, laws are really bogging me down, man. I wanna just have to not worry about that. I wanna just be able to like do whatever I want and like, have like this play like make like a little village that I can be like the mayor of something on some like island somewhere and like make my own laws basically and just be like, what, like public nudity is allowed, and like this or that, like like all kind of like all substances are legal and like you can, like there's like, it's very lax. It's just like basically, just don't hurt anyone, like just be kind to each other, just don't be a jerk, don't destroy stuff, and just don't harm other people. And as long as you're not harming anyone else, then whatever you want, like
so kind of like libertarian.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of political terms that I don't know, but I was just like, like if I could like just do that and experiment with that, because I'm not saying that that's necessarily utopia or the best way to live, but I won't know unless I try it, unless I see it firsthand. And I'm like, all right, I just want to see that. And then if somehow things go terribly wrong, I could just leave and just be like, all right, you know what, like do like cannibalism or, whatever to decide who the next leader is. Like I'm out of here. and just like, and retreat back to my homeland. But I that's what I was wondering. Is just like, there's got to be a way that I can do that, and then I can I can make like a theme park or something, and I won't have to worry about copyright or intellectual property or anything because I'll be on international waters. Like I won't be responsible to any country. Like oh, this piece of music is copyrighted in 249 countries. Well, not this one. Like that. It's like I could just straight up steal people's ideas, and just plagiarize people and run like, no, I invented Minecraft. You don't understand. Like this is like I take that room from Willy Wonka where everything's edible and everything, and I turn that into like a real life size thing, and I'm just like, nah, this is my idea. Like, yeah.
No, that's a bit of a dictatorship, don't you think?
No, it's not a dictatorship. A dictatorship is like, all right, everybody listen to me. I'm like the supreme leader, and just don't question any of my stuff. Like, no, it would still be like there'd be like meetings like to vote on stuff and be like, should garbage collection be on Tuesday or Friday? Like there's a meeting about it at tonight at 8 p.m. Like it'd still be like voting and stuff.
You're still trying to censor the rest of the world from your one little island.
What?
So that you're still trying to censor your one little island from the rest of the world, so they don't know what's going on.
No, they not so they don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm sure we could figure that out if there was a way to get like news signals and stuff like that. Like people would be allowed to have like cell phones and the internet and stuff like that. So like and people could visit from anywhere. You could leave and come back. Like whatever. It's not like an isolationist thing where it's like, all right, nobody in, nobody out. It's everybody. Just this island is all that exists. Like.
Yeah, but the only way to seclude the information to make it sound like you had the idea first would be to isolate them.
Oh, no, I'm just saying act as though I had the idea first. I'm not saying brainwash everybody and just like, no, there never was any Minecraft before I did. Like, no, I don't care about that. I just mean, like, I wouldn't be able to be sued for, like, I wouldn't have to pay royalties to anyone because I'm not technically in a country where that has copyright law.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I mean by that. I'm not trying to say like, no, I invented Minecraft, and if you question me, then you're sentenced to the capital punishment or whatever.
I feel like NATO would get on your back about something like that.
I don't know. I just feel like as long as I wasn't bothering anyone, like as long as I wasn't trying to like take over any other countries or like undermine or sabotage anyone or like whatever, I just feel like if I'm just living in peace, But then again, that hasn't always been the case, in a lot of human history. A lot of people were just like minding their own business, and then people show up and they're just like, nah, you know what? I think I want this land. So, like Native Americans, for example, and the Europeans came over and they're just like, oh, great, there's nobody here. Wait, but what about all these tribes? Yeah, like I said, there's nobody here. So go like just build a building on top of this tent. Like let's just, and it's just like
there's a bit more complexity to that. Native Americans, they were like at war with each other at certain points. Tribes would go against each other, and Europeans would help certain tribes. Something like that?
Yeah, they were really only helping themselves, though, because at the end, they didn't even, like, befriend those. Like, they were just like, all right, great, you can help us defeat these, and then once they're defeated, it's like, all right, now we have no more use for you either, so, like, just get out of our way so we can build our city here,
it was the Europeans helping the Native Americans fight the other tribes because they had guns, and other Native American tribes didn't.
Yeah, well, that's all semantics as far as I'm concerned, man. All I know
It's
is
just tiny details.
White people, there'd be a lot more Native Americans like roaming around. Well, I probably shouldn't use that terminology. It makes them sound like a you know what I mean. There'd be more of them like out and about.
Yeah, the little details don't seem to matter.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it's like we're all just living on a floating rock in space in the mouth of a vinegar eel,
Pretty much. It happens. There's not much you can do about it.
So if you could live anywhere, where would it be?
Probably in like New York City or Tokyo. Big cities are pretty cool.
Why do you say that?
Because eventually, hopefully, they'll have like flying cars and it'll be like Futurama type shit.
Hmm. So, and you think the metropolis will be the first place to get that?
Yeah, maybe not, but it'd be the coolest place to get that.
Maybe it'd be like the rich suburbs, you know, like the ritzy areas.
I feel like there's no reason for like rich suburbs to implement flying cars because buildings aren't that tall in the suburbs.
What does the height of the building have to do with it?
Because with like flying cars, you see the flying car and then you see like the building right next to it. It looks super cool. It's like science fiction.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like the cars can't fly. It's not like the cars are prohibited from flying if the building that they're servicing is under 10 stories or something.
I know that. I'm just saying it looks cooler.
Well, yeah, of course.
I'll look out my window, I'll see like a sci-fi type shit, and that'll be like a nice thing to wake up to.
Yeah. Well, you just got to move to my island, man. We got all that kind of stuff over there. We got tall buildings, we got flying cars, we got a bunch of like, naked people, like just getting
all on that one tiny island.
Yeah. We got a bunch of stuff. We got this thing called Minecraft, It doesn't exist anywhere else but here,
Wow, I've heard of it.
Yeah. But yeah, man. A lot of interesting stuff. I'm surprised you didn't say like Stuvian 7 or something. Like that place is wild, Or maybe like the back of a Chuck E. Cheese or something. But
That'd be an interesting place to live. You get free trash pizzas every night.
Oh, you don't get free anything. No. Because Chuck E. Cheese, let's not forget, Chuck E. Cheese himself is a rat. So every night in the restaurant, every night when the place closes and all the kids are out, he's out there in the dumpster, and if he notices, like he takes inventory when in like bathroom breaks and stuff, and if he notices something's missing, like there's cameras out there's surveillance cameras, and if he notices that something happened, he reviews the footage, and if he knows something happened, then the gloves come off. He's a whole different rat there.
Intense.
Yes. I coined the phrase "home of the friendly rodents," but it wasn't about Chuck E. Cheese. It was about Disney World. It's about
Never been to Disney World. Seemed like an interesting place, but I don't know.
You never been to Disney World? Oh, what?
It's a pretty far drive.
From it. You live what, like 6 hours away, maybe?
Driving?
Yeah, because like North Carolina.
Oh, I'd have to drive all the way down the coast, and that's it's a real pain.
Charleston, what? Charleston's in South Carolina, isn't it?
No, I didn't say Charleston. I said I have to drive down the whole fucking coast, and that'd be a pain.
Oh, yeah, but like, don't you like traveling?
I mean, it's all right, but not in a tiny car.
I love traveling, man. I don't know. I mean, what's your favorite mode of transportation then?
Walking seems to get the job done. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I just wish I could walk faster,
Yeah.
Like, I just wish it didn't take so long to get everywhere if I was walking. Like,
I mean, go on.
Like even if you're walking 4 miles per hour, which is a pretty brisk walk, like it's not a leisurely stroll, like that's walking with purpose. Even at 4 miles per hour, it would take 15 minutes per mile.
Yeah.
So destination's 10 miles away, that's like 2.5 hours. You know, and here in Florida, I don't know how it is in North Carolina, but in Florida at least, it's always hot and it's always humid. And it's usually sunny, so you'd just be a complete sweaty mess. I mean, you'd be a complete sweaty mess after 5 minutes, but after 2 hours, it's just I don't even know if we can make it that long without AC. But yeah, so I just wish it didn't take so long. Is my main thing.
Right, But like with walking, you get to experience more of the world. Like you can feel that shit on your face, the sunlight, and
sure. It's more immersive. Yeah, totally.
yeah, it's like
I
playing
guess
video
I
games.
guess it's just a matter of, like for leisure, then walking for sure. But for like practicality, like for efficiency, like all right, I got this business meeting across town I gotta get to. It's like, it can kind of get in the way of things. I would say a good medium though, that's kind of you get the best of both worlds would be bicycling. Because that's like it's kind of on the level with walking, but it's faster. It's like 4 or 5 times faster. Like you can go like 20 miles per hour on a bike, like without it being like too intense. And that's pretty decent because in a car you're only going usually, I mean, hopefully like 40 or 50 miles per hour, depending on the road. And like you got like traffic lights and stuff like that, and you just breeze past all that on a bike. You just run all the stop signs and the red lights and everything, and just keep going. It's
We
the
had
toy
like
sports.
if we had like roller coasters everywhere, like you get the experience of like being outside in the elements and shit like that, but it's going super fast, so you get to your destination faster.
Yeah, please don't steal my idea, man. That's something I've had since I was 5 years old.
I just thought of it.
Seriously, ever since I first saw a roller coaster when I was 5 years old, I legitimately like seriously asked my parents. I was like, "Wait, why don't we just use these instead of cars?" Like I didn't understand. I was like, "Wait, so these exist? Why do we still have cars then? Like what? Why don't like people just take the roller coaster to work? I'm confused." And they were like, "Well, you can't always do that, and to this day, I say, why not?
Exactly.
Vote Mr. Everything Man 2020. We're gonna replace cars with roller coasters. Yeah.
I think it'd be more like a train thing, because car. I mean, yeah.
Realistically, it would probably just turn into like a high-speed monorail, like a Jacques Fresco kind of thing, like a bullet train, you know.
Why don't we have more trains?
All aboard Florida, choo choo.
I say, why don't we have more trains? I live like 50 feet away from a train track.
Oh wow. Is it one of those one? Is it a freight train or a passenger train?
It's both. They use
Oh.
it for both.
So does it come through at like 3 a.m. and stuff, or is it like only during the day?
Both.
Oh, because I have there's railroad tracks about a couple 100 feet from my house. My house is like the closest one to the railroad tracks of this whole area. But it's still like a little bit. It's probably like 500 feet away, but it's still like when a good one comes and it's real heavy and it's really meaning business and it's the full throttle pedal to the metal, like it can vibrate the house sometimes because it's a real old house. So so I get the train experience, but they only come during the day though, and it's a freight train only. Which I mean, arguably the freight trains are louder and more more of an ordeal than passenger trains, but they only come during the day, so I mean that's kind of like I don't really care because I'm nocturnal anyway, but so they have sometimes wake me up at like 8 a.m. and stuff, but like
Yeah.
I guess there's no freight to be delivered at night. All right, so let's see. Let's go through my notes here. If you could be any plant, which one would you be?
It's a tough question. Probably be a tree.
What kind of tree?
Like one of the big trees, like an oak tree.
An oak tree. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could be any car, which car would you be?
A DeLorean. DeLoreans are pretty cool.
Someone watched Back to the Future recently. Okay.
I'd say a Lamborghini, but that's like pretty basic. You don't want to see basic.
I don't know, man. I have a Nissan. I think that's pretty basic.
What model?
It's a Sentra.
grocery getter.
Yeah. Well, it in my opinion, it's just like the definition of an average car. You know, like
Yeah,
not really anything to say about it. It's like it's a car, man. You know,
like a Toyota Corolla.
I guess, yeah, kind of like that, where it's just like it's just an average car. You know,
It'd be like
all right. So if you could have any pet, what would it be and why?
a what? And
If
what?
you could have any pet, nothing's off the table. What would it be?
Uh, is slavery included? Like,
Slavery is not a pet.
I mean, but like a human pet.
I'm gonna check the rule book on this one.
We have to check the local laws.
Yeah. Let's try to keep it interspecies if we can.
Okay, how about like a robot? Robots are pretty cool.
All right, you got me on that one. I would picture robots as being more of like a butler, you know, like more of like a servant than as like a pet. But
Well, it could be a little bit of both.
like it
Anything
has,
you want, it's a robot.
like, all right, now like roll around on the floor and let me pet you, you know. And it's like,
Let me rub
all
your
right,
belly.
so now answer the door, you know, just like like it functions as both. It's like highly intellectual and it like makes dinner and stuff, and then you like flip a switch and it just like yeah, let me tickle you, yeah.
Hey Siri, dog mode.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be pretty cool. Have like a hybrid. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then if you could spend the day with any celebrity, who would it be and why?
Either Dave Chappelle or what's his name, Pete Davidson, because they're funny.
Interesting choices. Those are, in my opinion, two comedians on pretty much opposite ends of the spectrum. You know?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watch them both.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Pete Davidson, but I get it. You know, he's all right.
Because he dated Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
Why,
the
why,
only.
why are you asking me? I don't know the trivia.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
I don't know. Have you ever heard of Mitch Hedberg?
I don't believe I have. Let me look him up. This guy's a dope ass hair.
Yeah. He's probably my favorite stand-up comedian, so that's one I'd have to recommend.
I'll definitely watch him later.
Yeah, for sure.
While I'm
He has a
making
lot of like absurdist comedy. He has a like very unique delivery where he just like he doesn't even set up his jokes. He just goes like right to the punchline, and it works most of the time. He just does like a series of like one-liners and just keeps it going.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. He has a movie too called Los Enchiladas, which I guess we've come full circle now. But which actually is funny because that name itself is not even proper Spanish because we learn in like Spanish 101 that because there's four ways to say the in Spanish, right? There's el, la, los, and las. And the one you use to, it has to match in gender and plurality with the main word. And so if you have enchiladas, it should be las enchiladas. So I think it's especially funny. And contextually, it makes sense aesthetically if you watch the movie why it would be spelled las enchiladas. And it's based on a real restaurant too. And I think like that's what it was actually called. But yeah, yeah, that out too. While we're on movies, there's another movie too called Telefantasy, which is one I recommend to everybody. It's, Telefantasy, 1978. And if you want to just get right to the goods, there's a song in it. It starts at 31 minutes and 32 seconds. It's called Love Stew, and I can't find it anywhere else outside of the movie. So It's become a cult classic.
Sounds interesting. I'll definitely check that out. Is it on Netflix?
Oh no, it's not on Netflix, man. It's not that kind of movie. It's on a few different websites, but you're just gonna want to make sure that you have your any kind of software that might be blocking that kind of stuff turned off. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, yeah,
You're gonna
Telefan
start up the
scene.
Tor browser.
You want to get to not the IMDb one, dude. I might be able to send you a link to it if you want. I just don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, but anyway, what is your favorite movie though? While we're on the topic,
Full Metal Jacket's pretty good.
what is that?
It's about the Vietnam War.
Ah,
Yeah, it's got a lot of memes in it.
oh, okay.
They didn't know they were memes at the time, but they became memes.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And one of the more newer, like recent films that I really like is Alita: Battle Angel.
You call them films. It's like trying to sound sophisticated.
I have a British friend and I talk to her a lot, so sometimes the words they just
Next year, start calling them pictures. You know, we'll call them like talkies or something. I guess they're like Australian.
next thing I know, I'm gonna be calling movie theaters cinematic rooms.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to go to the cinematic room later?
Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to think. But it's been several months since I've recorded a podcast episode, so I'm a bit rusty here on the questions. Oh, what do you think of 4D pants?
4D pants. What?
Yeah, fourth dimensional pants.
Fourth dimensional. They sound interesting.
Because some people are like, "Oh yeah, man, bring it on! I want to go to the fourth dimension," and other people are like, "No, man, I just want pants that just taste like pants." Like where do you stand?
Like what exactly is the fourth dimension? That's what I want to know.
Time, basically. I mean, yeah, you can read whatever Google has to say about it.
I mean, you could explain it to me.
Yeah, so it's like it's time essentially, because like an object can move up and down and left and right and forward and backward and all that, and that's all in the third dimension. But in order for an object to move time as well, it has to be the fourth dimension. And like, so we live in the third dimension, so we don't actually move through. So it's like the past and the future are just man-made concepts to rationalize, our human brains is, looking for a coherent narrative to create a sequence of, in actuality, everything is happening at the same time. Because if you're moving at the speed of light, then time no longer exists. So, and that's really the concept of the pants, because the pants on, it's like you essentially, like, you can be everywhere at once and be anytime at once. It's like you become the universe. Since it's like it's the ultimate, and it has to be pants. It's very important that they're pants. It's like you have to turn them inside out to put them on. You know what I mean? Because it's like that way you can travel horizontally instead of vertically. And so like you just put it in, and then you're in. I mean, you just keep running, and it's the fourth dimension. Just made all of this up on the spot. I have no idea what dimensions.
Seeing a bunch of pictures of cubes.
What?
I'm just seeing a bunch of pictures of cubes.
Tesseracts.
Like a big cube outside of a small cube.
Yeah, so probably like a tesseract.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all from an old family friend we used to know who he was like a game designer, and he had a whole like wall full of post-it notes of like game ideas, and they all had like these lengthy descriptions. And then there was one kind of off to the side, and all it had written on it was 4D pants, and then in parentheses, turn them inside out to put them on. And that's it. And there was no other description. And mind you, this was a video game idea. And that's it. That was the entire video game. It was just 4D pants. So you turn them inside out to put them on. And that's the game.
It'd be a pretty short game.
Well, he probably just like fell asleep after that or something, but and just like never got back to it.
I mean, you could elaborate on that. You could put a story behind it.
Yeah, well, we asked him to explain one time when he was over our house, but you know, he wasn't in the same mindset anymore. You know, because obviously, you know, he was like really high when he came up with all his ideas and stuff. So you know, like he was just trying to explain it. That he's like, oh, that. Yeah, he didn't even remember it basically. But he was just like, you know, he was trying to rationalize it because the words "I don't know" aren't in his vocabulary. So he was just like, oh, yeah, basically what I just said about like, oh, you know, you turn them inside out. And it's like, you know, the pants are, you know, it's like they're time traveling pants basically. Like, well, why pants? You know, why are they? Like, there's so many questions. You know? Okay.
So you just wake up from your in-game bed and you go to put your pants on, but you put them in inside out. So you like teleport somewhere and then travel
Yeah,
over
like,
space and
like
time.
you buy the game and it comes with an accessory that's like a chute, you know, and it gives you the pants at the right point in the game so that you put them on in real life at the same time as your character, you know. But you got to remember to turn them inside out because horizontal for you is vertical for them. You know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, my apologies. I should have told you to that you know toke up before the episode, so all this would make sense. You know, get more on the level. Yeah. All right. What do you think the Reptilian King's up to nowadays?
Huh?
What do you think the Reptilian King's up to nowadays?
They still exist?
The Reptilian King.
You're talking about like T-Rexes?
I don't think you're gonna find much information on this one.
I'm seeing Reptilian King sung by Wormlight.
Oh, I didn't know it was a song. No, I mean the Reptilian King, like the entity.
The end. Kind of lost me there, bud.
Well, what do you think? Like, if you had a guess, though, like, what do you think he's up to?
Probably just vibing.
Yeah. All right. Last question: Who would win in a fight, Wizbo or Frobbles?
What?
Who would win in a fight, Wizbo or Frobbles?
Who are those?
You can look.
Is that another thing I'm not gonna find very much information on?
Again, man, I do some obscure stuff, man. Like you have to be. So, what did you find there? Just out of curiosity, because I'm not sure I've ever looked those up.
Hold on, I'll search them individually. Wizbo is the name given to the mechanical rabbit that greyhounds chase at Chimdale Park.
Wait, how did you spell Wizbo?
Wizbo.
So yeah, I just throw in an X there. WIZZ. Probably.
I'll try that.
Yeah. I doubt it makes much of a difference.
Vago and Wizbo. Wizbo's World, Kendall edition.
Wizbo's World, I like that.
I'm curious to see what this is. It's a book.
Like, what about Frobbles? Did you get anything for Frobbles?
Let me see. Bubble Witch to Sega Blockers. Frobble.
So how do you spell Frobbles?
Frobbles.
Yeah, again, that's pretty much how it is. I just added an extra. Yeah.
Well, we can try that.
I mean, I doubt it.
Bubble Witch Saga 2.
All right, but the question still remains, though, who would win in a fight, Wizbo or Frobbles?
Well, definitely Wizbo. He sounds a lot cooler than Frubbles.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. It's just the way. It's just the way his name is. It's a double Z, which is like at the end of the alphabet, but it's also a W, which is like three letters from the end of the alphabet. That gives him like sort of an advantage.
It's like the Omega. Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
Omega. I get it. All
And
right.
then Frobbles is just Frobbles probably just a frog or something.
Yeah.
There's no way he would win.
Well, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, I suppose.
Yeah.
But all right. So this is the part of the podcast. I have emptied my clipboard here. I mean, this is always what happens. Is as soon as it's over, I'm always like, oh man, I forgot half the question. It is what it is. We've been at it like an hour and a half here, but so yeah. Here's the opportunity now for you to turn the tables on me if you have any questions for me. If not, that's cool too. You don't have to like make up.
I mean, I could make up some questions if you want.
I mean, we're at an hour and a half, so you certainly don't. We're not trying to fill. It's just like if you had a burning question for this whole thing.
How do you feel about anal sex?
All right, I think this does it for the Q&A here. This is a nice panel, everybody. Nice being the moderator. Yeah, I really don't know how to answer that, man. You've successfully made it awkward.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. That's why every time I'm on a live stream, everybody leaves. I just join. Everybody leaves.
No, not me, man. I'll be there the whole time. But all right. Well, I guess it's time now for the grand finale. As I always say, a good episode is a good ending. So I usually just give the opportunity for the grand finale of the podcast for the guest to provide like some sort of special talent or some sort of like some challenge or like grand finale thing, like really send the episode, off with a bang, like fireworks at the end of the night, when the park. So usually some people do like prank calls or like play an instrument or do like some kind of challenge, like world's spiciest pepper, or like hey, like just run around the neighborhood or like let's do like this or that or some kind of special or whatever. So what do you want to do for the finale?
Shit, man, I don't know. This is kind of your host thing. I've never been on a podcast besides this one.
Yeah, well, you got to start somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
We average around 8 views, so don't get your hopes up too much. You got to start somewhere, and I know it's a big jump, to get to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but the real question is, how many people actually watch this all the way through?
That is what I want. That is what one thing I'm curious about, because sometimes people will leave like a comment about something like after the podcast, and I wonder like, are they skipping around, or like do they, maybe they're watching it on like 2x or something.
Yeah, I checked the analytics, and most of my viewers hop off the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, I used to check that. I don't really check those much anymore, mostly just because it's depressing. But I don't really check them anymore because it's less about that for me. It's because the sort of honeymoon phase with the channel of like, oh wow, I'm a YouTuber now. I have a YouTube channel. Everything's such a huge deal for me. That kind of like wore off, and now it's just like, I just post stuff like that I want to post, just randomly, and like and if people check it out, cool, But yeah, when I first started my channel, I was like obsessing over that kind of stuff. And I got real excited the first time one of my videos got to 4 views. I remember everything up to that point had got either 0 or 1 or 2. And so one video got 4 views, and I was like, yeah, people are watching it. I checked the analytics, and it had a combined, get this, it had a combined total watch time of all those 4 views of 2 seconds. That basically means everybody accidentally clicked on it. Like to average a half a second per person, they have to have accidentally. You know, like that's not enough time to do anything.
That'd
And
be
I
like
used to
a quarter
wait
of a
like
second.
2 seconds into the video to even talk, like to make sure that the counter was going, like that the started. So they probably never even heard the intro to the video. You know, like that's how. So yeah, it's tough, man. So it's like some of my videos, like my first meowing video, I think has like 500 views or something like that. And I wonder, like, there's no way most people watch the whole hour, you know? Like a few probably do, but I would say so I wouldn't be surprised if I look at the analytics and it's like, yeah, you have 500 views, your combined total watch time is like minutes. You know? It's like I don't know. Most people just like they click on it for the novelty of it. You know, it's like, oh, 10,000 times in 1 hour, I got to see this. And so they look at it and it's like, you know, oh, yeah, all right, I get it. And like, you know, they just skip around, you know, halfway through. Yep, he's still doing it. All right. Yeah,
It's like
some video.
what they expect.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I did a watch me sleep live stream once. It's 9 hours long, and it's just me sleeping for 9 hours. I I'd be really surprised if that's my most viewed video. It has almost 1,000 views now, and I'd be really surprised if even one person watched that whole thing in its entirety. You know, I
Yeah.
really don't think that anybody has. So
I mean,
that might have a combined total watch time of like an hour. I don't know.
well, it'd be pretty weird to watch someone sleep for a whole 9 hours.
Hey man, don't judge. You know, a lot of people are into that. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I've. I mean, anyway. So you know, the the whole no, it's called somnophilia. It's
Yeah.
deriving pleasure from sleep. I know some people actually. Yeah. Anyway, so what's our grand finale gonna be?
I'm not sure. I haven't thought of one.
Well, do you have like any talents or anything?
Not appropriate talents.
Uh, I don't know, man. There's always like balls. You could do like some like juggling or like a magic trick or something or some kind of challenge.
Oh, I can make the viewers disappear.
Oh, I don't know. I think we've already done that within the last like 102 minutes of our just rambling. I don't know. In a lot of ways, though, I feel like that's what a podcast is supposed to be, though. You know, just two guys just talking, just chatting, unscripted. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. It is after 4 a.m. I do have to get up in like 6 hours, so you know, I don't know. It's just you know, it either works out or it doesn't. You know, some guests are like staring out of town, like, oh yeah, that's perfect, something burning to do. You know, like sometimes, like I had one guy on here. I think it was Denmark one time, and he started speaking Danish, and so that was his talent. Then obviously he was bilingual, and so yeah, so to this day, I still don't know what he said because he had like a whole paragraph. I'm like, why don't you make like a secret message for the viewers in Danish that they have to like decipher, you know, to figure out what it is. He's like, oh yeah, I got something, and so he said it, and nobody like that video still doesn't have any comments. So like nobody, you know, that. So yeah, so I don't even know what that was, but maybe like 10 years from now, someone will leave a comment like translate it, like it'll be like the funniest thing ever or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at the very least, then to wrap this up, why don't you give us like a Welcome to Night Vale style outro, like how they have like those proverbs at the end, like what's your word of advice, like a quote that sums everything up, like quote of the day.
Oh, well,
You.
what was it? I watched a movie, and this guy's quote was, always jerk off before you do anything. Like, go out or have sex with a girl. That way you last longer and you don't, look like a fucking shrimp.
Yeah, that's
That
not.
was his advice.
Well, I mean, that's not even from the movie. That's from like other podcasts and I mean, that's just advice in general. I don't know about right before, maybe like the day before or something, but
It was from the movie Adolescence, I think.
yeah, I used to, I used to do like quite the opposite actually. When I was like in college and stuff, if I had like an exam or something, I would take that energy and I would use it to, like pass the test stuff and then like celebrate at home, you know. So it's,
So you jerk off right before a test. So
I can see either way though. I've done both, you know. You do
yeah,
sometimes it's good to just come in there with a well in more ways than one I guess, but just you know like just with a clear mind, you know, because by the same point you don't want to be distracted either. So
that.
that's really the main issue with after and before is you don't want to be distracted. But it's pretty hard to be distracted. It's pretty hard to have stimulating thoughts when you're doing math. You know, when you're taking like a math Scantron exam or something, there's not really anything stimulating about it. You know, so
I mean, those bubbles do be looking pretty thick, though.
I don't know. You see the way those brackets are today? Oh my. See the
They're all
that
strange.
equation? Oof.
It's like all the bubbles are confined in one little space.
So do you have like any original quotes though? Like anything like that you made up?
I could probably think of something on the spot if maybe. Hold on. And how I think.
Not a bad.
Sometimes I'll join a live and I'll say some like really racist shit about Asians, and I'll be like, disclaimer, I can say this, I'm Asian.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's how that works. Because
I tried.
I've known some black people that like legitimately were racist against other black people.
Doja Cat.
It was basically like an uncle. What's the guy's name from Boondocks? Like uncle or grandpa, whoever the old guy is that like thinks he has a condition or whatever. It was basically like that, where it's like I don't feel black, like whatever it is. And so it's interesting talking to those kind of people. Like it's like you're talking to like a white supremacist, but they're like it's interesting, you know.
It's like they hate themselves.
I guess I don't know, man. But like, so I'm not sure that always works because I'm sure that he's also like that person is also rejected. But you know, so I'm not sure that that's not necessarily how that works. That like, it's okay. No other Asians are gonna be mad at me for like, you know, like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it'll be some really funny shit, so they won't care too much about the racist bits. They'll just laugh.
Yeah, but I feel like you don't need to be racist to be funny. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. it's just you can turn anything into comedy, really. So I don't see a reason why you'd have to make it, you know, that
That's understandable.
charge. But all right, any original quotes or anything to take us out?
If a girl offers an anal, you marry her on the spot.
All right, and there you have it, folks. So that's concluding episode 42. I don't know something, but that's concluding another episode of Vicinity. Okay. So I've been Mr. Everything Man, and this guy is whoever he said he was. Rewind the beginning of the video if you want to know what his YouTube channel is. Anyway. All right. Well, good night, sir, and good night, viewer. See you again next time.
Peace out, broskies.
So.